Hey guys, we're actually up here at Lawson's house. We're going to install the upper bumper. We got it laid out right here. Say hey, Lawson.
Hey, Lawson.
And so here's the kit right here. You can see there's the instructions. It's actually pretty easy. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to take these goofy looking, what do you call that?
I'd call it a joint.
Called a joint plug thing. And
Not a butt plug.
let's not go there. Kids might be watching. So bolt goes through here, and we're going to use good old thread locker blue. It goes through there, and we're going to mount this like this, and then that will go inside here. Tube that curves over goes right here, and then there's a junction right here in the middle where those two screw together. Now, Lawson and I were looking over this thing, and it looks awesome. It looks cool, but here's the thing. These welds, this is crap. This is absolute rubbish. And what's weird is these are cast metal parts on the end, and you can see the difference in the finish. This is like a crinkle finish, and you got the smooth finish here. And these welds, I mean, you can see how rough they are. They're not finished well. It's like they were never ground at all. Even the Polaris logo, I mean, you look at how the powder coat has run. Nothing is even, nothing is, I don't know what happened, but it just isn't right. And when you look at it, I mean, it's a major failing on Polaris's part. Honestly, I'm really disappointed in that. I like the look of them. I'm impressed with the fact that this is metal. When I looked at the original pictures online, it looked like this was a plastic piece that connected these instead of metal. You know, it's just poor. It's just really poorly done. And you know, honestly, on Polaris's part, it's a fail.
Look how bad that is.
Yeah, I mean, you look at that, and you kind of get in there. You can see, I mean, just terrible welding. I'm sure it'll do its job. You know, at some point I may put it on here and go, okay, that's total rubbish. Let's take it off. But anyway, I mean, you can see there's another run in the powder coat right there. It's a crappy job done, and I think at the very least I'm going to call up Polaris and complain about it, because it's bad.
So, I mean, this part looks great. The finish here is just bad.
Yeah.
And it's that the last 10% is what makes it.
Right. I mean, especially for a kit that's, you know, I want to say $300+. I mean, and this is what you get. It was packaged well. This is obviously not shipping here. This is actual quality issues. You know, when you look at the hardware that's included, I mean, the hardware is quality. I mean, these are quality bolts and everything. I mean, you can see here, this is a metric. It's a 10.9, which if you look that up online, I mean, that is a high quality metric bolt there. You do look at parts like this that were obviously machined, and I mean, they look like quality items, but it's just bad. So anyway, I'll report back to Polaris and see what kind of resolution I can get out of it. At a minimum, I'm hoping they'll replace this. But as far as the install goes, pretty basic stuff. We'll go through and do this in the next few minutes. For those of you that are big on torque, you can see there is a torque spec here, 40 foot-pounds, or if you're in metric land, that's 54 Newton meters. Be sure to eat some fig Newtons while you're doing it. And if you're a friend of sidebysideblog.com, which, by the way, their discount code did nothing for this.
Oh, you got your 0% discount.
Well, that's true.
The 0% discount worked with sidebysideblog.com.
Okay, fair enough. But if you are fans of sidebysideblog.com, you know, we're looking at about 5 Doug pounds here. You know, so maybe 4. It's kind of a gray area, but 4 to 5 Doug pounds. So anyway, we're going to get this install rolling, and we'll report back in just a bit. Poor Polaris craftsmanship continues to just boggle the mind here. If you look, I've got it kinda in, and here's the center. You can see how bad this is. This is just terrible craftsmanship. Oh my God, this is so bad. I mean, nothing wants to line up, and trying to put this bolt in over here, it's not even cinched down all the way, and you can barely turn it. I'm worried it's gonna break. I'll probably actually back it out. Yeah, I mean, it looks cool, but it's just the craftsmanship is just terrible. So we're actually going to try a ratchet strap and just see what if that can help us out any. I'll keep you posted. All right, guys, we're just about done here, and you can see what it looks like. The look is great, you know, especially you pull back 10 feet. This looks great. But then of course when you get closer, you start to notice the differences here. You know, the other thing too is I notice there's a divot right here. I don't know if you can pick it up. There it is on the video. You can see this little divot here. I don't know what that's all about. I mean, the metal behind it feels solid. But one issue we did have is, number one, getting this to align right here. You can actually see some damage from just trying to get this to line up. With everything loose, it does line up. You've got to wrestle with it a little bit. The other thing too is you'll notice on this bolt right here, you notice the threads are a little hosed. This is the bolt that goes in right here. It actually started fine by hand, and so this was not like, you know, going in and trying to wrestle it in with a drill or impact or anything like that. I think that the threads in the hole were just goofed up. So I've got a tap and die at home. I'm gonna run this through that, and I'll run the tap through the hole again and see if we can get it lined up. But again, the Polaris quality on this, it just, you know, begs the question: what were they thinking? You know, and there's been other complaints on the General. You know, one thing right here, you know, the body panels lining up. An issue that I've had the entire time, and I've heard this even with the factory rear windscreen or the OEM rear windscreen, is that when the bed dumps, it rubs against this. I mean, there's been other things too. Overall, it's a great vehicle. It's wonderful. It's tons of fun. It's overall, it's built well, but it just has these few little nagging things that you just want to take a hammer to it sometimes. But you know, I'm not going to do that. Might take a hammer to the concrete, but you know, overall it's good. I like it. Just these sometimes little nagging things, and every car, every ATV, every jet ski, whatever it is you have, is like that. This is no different from that. But when you do look at some of the build quality here, it's annoying, is what it really is. And anyway, I will follow up with Polaris and see what kind of response I can get. I also too, you know, again, I appreciate all the views. I would also say it as well, if anybody else has these same types of issues with something like this, please share. Please call Polaris, give them the feedback as well. But that does it for the install of the upper bumper, and I really appreciate again all the views, all the support, all the comments, and we'll talk to you later. Back in my garage, and after finishing up at Lawson's house, we got the oil put back into the X3. Looks like all is good there on his machine, which is a plus. And what I was doing over here is the good old Pittsburgh. I am a fan of Harbor Freight. I do believe in buying good tools, but I also believe in good deal too. Most of my tools and sockets, just about everything I have for the most part is Cobalt. I do have some Husky stuff, but most of it's Cobalt. But anyway, I ran a tap through the receiving hole, and then also ran a die over the nut, over the bolt, and it went in like butter, Anyway, the fact I had to do that was kind of annoying. But anyway, you know, I'm going to be, as I mentioned, talking to Polaris. I mean, you know, again, Lawson noticed this when, if you can see it there, he noticed this when I was leaving his house. I mean, it's like they just took a grinder to it and just you know, try to destroy the thing. I mean, I don't know what they're thinking, honestly. I mean, this is just the quality again. You know, if you can see right here, this divot. I mean, I'm really pretty peeved about all that. The design is great. It looks great on the machine. You know, again, from 10 feet away, you'll never notice it, but I'll notice it, especially considering that I paid, you know, what was it, $250 for the thing, and that to me is, that's really where it hits me, I'm just really upset about that. So anyway, I'm gonna reach out to Polaris. If anyone else, again, I mentioned it before, if you've had this problem, put it in the comments. Let people know. You know, my dealer, Gainesville Motorsports over in Gainesville, Georgia, they're fabulous. And yeah, I may give them a call and see if they've got any thoughts. But honestly, seeing this, I don't think that buying another one's going to fix it. I think, you know, quality control at Polaris has just got to improve. In general, I'm pleased with the machine, but this kind of upsets me. Anyway, thank you again for watching the videos, and I do appreciate all the support, and I hope everyone has a great day.